Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build a Lego set to hang out with all of you. I'm throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe, and the Tier 2 Blue emote. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you are not yet a subscriber, you can just say hi, or you can use other people's emotes, or you can be a lurker and just chill and hang out. You've got options, and I love that for you. Tonight is a fun evening. It's a Monday. I'm going to work on some Lego. Lashbrook is here. Aristophan is here. Hello to both of you. Yeah, just hanging out. We're currently at 35 out of 40 subscribers. Here's the deal. If I hit 40 subscribers, Mr. Bob is here. Hi, Mr. Bob. A great crew already. If I hit 40 subscribers, I shot up about subscribers for tonight. But also, that means that early on in my subathon stream tomorrow, I will get to the first tier reward. The first, sub goal, I should say. Because let's bring that up here. Let's just talk about that right off the top of the bat. The subathon is coming. It is tomorrow, starting at 4 p.m. Eastern, running until question mark. I have allotted myself many hours in the day and evening to do this stream. Don't know how far I'm going to get with it. Just don't know. But that is tomorrow, starting at 4 p.m. Eastern. At 40 subscribers, I will show my TV appearances and college humor bits that I have done. I'll talk through them. I'll kind of set them up. They are all clips. They are not full videos or full episodes or anything like that. At 50 subs, we start watching some New Catch Wrestling. That is early 90s wrestling from France, and it is wild and weird, and you will enjoy it, I'm sure. At 60 subscribers, I will do anime karaoke. That's right. So karaoke tracks and one video game track. And then at 75 subscribers, I will drink Pilk. That's Pepsi Milk. I'll be playing some Hearthstone. I'll be showing off Persona 4 Golden with some mods. Mods that work with the 64 version. Talking a little bit about the wrapper that I am using to make those mods work. So we'll talk about that. And there'll be a bunch of other things. I got some industrials. I'll take this away so I can talk to you. I got some industrials to show when I'm eating, because I don't want to just have the mic on when I eat. But I've got. Let me run this down for you. I have a promo for Sonic 3 that is in Japanese. That'll be fun. A 2020 segment called Nuts for Nintendo about the NES. A corporate training video for Nintendo that is in the 90s. Babbage's Nintendo Display Guide for 1997. This is for in-store Babbage's managers and employees, giving them a video on how to set up their Nintendo display. Hey, Lord Crashington, welcome. And then I also have a Mickey Mouse Club video that is a segment about being like a tipster or helping out with tips and tricks for Nintendo. It was aired on Mickey Mouse Club. And it is clearly bullshit. But I have all those things. That's going to be sporadically throughout the streams. I will take I'll play music during breaks, like bathroom breaks and stuff like that. Babbage's is a name I haven't heard in about 20 years. I know, right, Lord Creston? Babbage's, the old Babbage's software. Here you go. Babbage's software, etc. EB Games. Funko Land. Those are all a memory. I think that EB, if I remember correctly, EB is still a thing in Canada and not GameStop. Maybe EB still lives in Canada. Canada still holds on to some certain things, like Toys R Us is there. Egghead Software, I do not know, Aristophan. I do not know that. I always liked software, etc. Because the etc. was keyboards and mice. It was mostly software. They were a store in the mall with while Funkoland was in a strip mall next to Kohl's and Target here. Yes. Often you wouldn't see Funkoland in a mall that often. My experience with Funkoland was that they were brick and mortar stores on their own. Where's your, I miss computer stores with a large amount of software boxes. Yes, big software boxes. Big unnecessary software boxes were aces. You're not wrong, Mr. Bob. All right, we got but yeah, so I got the videos for that. That's tomorrow. That's the subathon. Look, I understand I'm starting early. You might, if statistically, if you are watching this right now live, you are a subscriber. Because if I look at who is watching right now, it is, let me check this right here, almost exclusively subscribers. There is like 1 to 2 people, one who may or may not be a subscriber, one who I know isn't. So statistically, you're already a subscriber. But if you want to come hang out tomorrow, it's going to be fun. I don't stream Hearthstone that often, so I'll be doing that tomorrow. I haven't done it in quite some time. And the Persona 4 with mods, this will not be the last time that I stream that. If you miss the stream, I don't think I'm going to archive it because it's got so much shit that's going to get pinged. So I don't like... I got karaoke songs, like that always gets pinged. The videos, like all the clips. Like, I imagine, honestly, the Difficult People clip I'm showing tomorrow might get, like, the video blocked if I put it on YouTube. So I am not planning on doing an archive. You had to be there. Maybe I will do, like, a local recording of the video game portions and put that out. I could do that. I could record just when I want to. That makes sense. I might do that. Anyway, you didn't come here for me planning things for tomorrow. You came here for me to do Lego and other things, I'm sure. So I'm retweeting my tweet, see if we can get a few more friends to join us tonight. And then let's get in the overhead cam. Booyah. We have our skeleton scuba diver here. And in this version, Lord Crashton wants me to the dance button. It is the second to last day for me to hit this dance button, so I'll do that now. While I talk about how this skeleton has a camera, because it was a deep sea diver, I guess. And then we have our sub pilot, because we are going to start with a submarine. Dancing for beverages. Okay. All right. Thank you, Lord Crashington. I appreciate you. All right. So, I'm going to go back over here. We're doing this. Okay. So we're starting with the submarine. Which is the smaller, we built the bigger submarine in the primary set. Like, there's always, in these 3-in-1s, there's always, like, the primary, and then there's, like, 2 secondaries. And the secondaries don't use, even sometimes most of the parts. But the, we only need 2 of these. But the, what do you call it? The main one uses basically everything. There might be a couple extras here and there, but it uses primarily all of the pieces, whereas this, not so much. So we might do all 3 of these little things tonight and then even start the next one. I will have a poll up on Wednesday for my $10 patrons because it'll be the start of a new month because, holy shit, March is here on Monday or Wednesday. So I will do like a, hey, what should I build next? And put up a poll for my $10 patrons. That is, and we'll see what they say about what I should be building. Hey, Harold, thanks for being here, Harold. Thanks for spending a little bit of your Monday here with me. Appreciate that. And I should say, I appreciate everybody. I don't say that enough. I have said this point before, but it does bear repeating. B-A-E-R. Wink. It does bear... I winked with this eye and turned so you could see... Like, wink. I turned the wrong way. That's foolish of me. What I was trying to say in this moment was... I don't say this part enough. I have said it before, and I will say it again. The fact that I hit start streaming out, and then about 6 to 8 minutes later, when I'm on camera for the first time, there are people here. That never gets old, and that never stops being awesome. And I am sincerely, genuinely grateful that anyone spends any time here with me while I'm doing this. Particularly, a peek behind the curtain. As many of you are aware, I am currently living alone, which I am mostly fine with. My folks have been in Florida for 30-something days. I have it written down, 37 days or something like that. So I have been doing all my meals myself, which has been totally fine. I've been documenting that to kind of keep track of what's going on with myself. But, these are the wrong ones. I don't want these. I don't want the ones with the hole there. I want the other ones. There are days where I don't talk to people. Like I chat. I'm on several Discords. So like, yeah, I chatted about wrestling today and I chatted about anime today. Like that was fun and fine, and I'm happy I did that. How does this goes? This has to go in like that. So then this has to go like that. Okay. Just go like that then. How do you do this? Okay, that goes like that. All right. This was a little confusing, so my apologies. But anyway, what was I saying there? Oh yeah. There are days where I'm not really talking to people, and so it is really nice to have this outlet to have people here. I would look, if folks didn't show up, I would still be doing the stream. It would just be me talking into the void. I have had streams where there were very few people watching, and the folks that were watching weren't hanging out in chat and talking. There have been times where I've had an issue where I was like in an Airbnb or something and wanted to stream, but the internet connection was so bad that I just recorded myself talking for an hour while building. And the very first time I came here, yes, that's right, the very first time that I came to South Carolina, I wanted to do a Christmas stream, and the internet connection was just awful. They eventually did, within that year, switch to a different provider, which was great. But yeah, I remember that just being bad. And I've had that where I've had to just kind of do a hangout. Folks that have been here for a long time may remember the days where I couldn't stream in the afternoon because the cable, the provider we had for internet, which is Time Warner Cable becoming Spectrum, they had just built a building that had gotten added right near my apartment, and the cable was just overloaded. So late at night, like after 10 p.m., I couldn't stream until 10. That's when I could start streaming, because if I tried to stream at like 8 p.m., there'd be too many people watching stuff, on TV or whatever, and the internet just wasn't going to work. I wasn't going to be able to get any good upload. My connection was good. It was just the upload was balls. So I had to stream late at night or go to an office space that I luckily had access to, and use that if I wanted to stream like earlier in the day, and it fucking sucked. That's why I got FiOS. If you may remember that towards the end of me being in New York, so like a year and a half, I had incredibly good internet. I think I dropped frames like once. There was like one thing going on in the neighborhood, and suddenly I dropped some frames. Those connections are beautiful. My uploads, I was able to upload better archives because I could make the file size larger because I was uploading it so quickly. Mr. Pop says, I missed my year with FiOS. It was so good. So I've said this, probably said this before. My upload with FiOS was so fucking fast that I would finish uploading and then I would have to sit and wait for it to start processing. And basically it processed the HD and the regular at basically the same time because it was so quick. The upload happened so fast that it didn't have time. I would just there would be a delay. So I couldn't upload and then immediately go live. I always had to make it unlisted because I would just upload it too fast. It was a wonderful problem to have. I missed that. Sorry, I got an email here. I want to check quick. Oh, well, that's very kind. All right, great. That's lovely. Harold, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Thank you for that. Thanks for your email. I'm just going to make sure that's looking good. That is looking good. Great. I didn't want to get into it because things are better now than they were previously. But I did wake up to some unfortunate news that some folks that I did some freelance work for, their check bounced, and that to me, and I needed to have that money. Not gonna sugarcoat it. Woke up in the red today. Very cool of them since we're crashing it. Yeah, it was super cool. Super cool. But yeah, that really, yeah, like, I usually have a safety net. I do my fucking damnedest to have a safety net. But this month has been rough. And I budgeted for certain things that didn't quite happen the way they needed to. And had some debt stuff come in that I had to take care of pretty much immediately, which I was able to do. But that left me pretty low on funds. But the thing was, it's like, well, on the first, I'll have they'll process Patreon stuff, and that takes a couple days. So I knew that was coming. Now, when I say that, I want to make it very clear. I keep incredibly good track of the money that comes in through Patreon and Twitch, but I do, on occasion, use that money for other things and make note of it. I'm very good about bookkeeping. So occasionally, Patreon funds come in and there's the phone bill that needs to get paid, so the phone bill gets paid. And then I write that down, and then later, through other funds from other work I've done, okay, and then, hey, that phone bill money needs to, some of this needs to go back into the fund so I can buy a model kit, because you folks are supporting my ability to continue to buy model kits to build them on stream. You are not paying into my utilities. That's important to me, that those are that is separate and all that. So anything that comes in here through direct donations during a stream, stuff that comes in through like gift card stuff, or stuff that is watching videos, I include the videos. So I wish I was better. I could be better about, like, hey, watching AdSense stuff, like watching my YouTube videos probably doesn't need to go into this fund, but like, I do it and it's fine, because it's going to take forever for me to get a payout anyway. If I only included the people that are that support me as a member on my YouTube, if I only included those folks, then I would it would take even longer for me to get a payout and actually use that for that stuff. So some folks helped me out today, which is very kind to them. Hey, just so you know, if you've been planning for a big thing where you're like, oh, I'm doing this push to get more subscribers and get maybe even some gift subs, and like really like plan all this out and like have incentives, waking up the day before to find out that you are in a bind is what's the good word for that? Demoralizing. I'm again in a better spot than I was, but certainly. Oh, did I miss? I missed something here. I missed a step somewhere. What did I miss there? Because this has a place where these are supposed to go in. Here. Okay, so I missed something somewhere. So I gotta backtrack, friends. Pardon me. When did I miss this piece? Put that there. Okay. Wow, I missed this all the way back here. I did. Shit, I missed these a while ago. Completely missed it. So anyway, things are better, and that was a weird way to start the day. Just feeling very not great. All right, so can I get these in here, even though I should have done this sooner? Let's see, can I do this without having to? Let's see if I can do this without having to take anything apart, because I might have to. I guess I could just do that. We'll do that there. These are supposed to be in there. and I didn't do it. Really goofed it up. And then I can put that there. And I can put these on here. All right, great. Let's see. What should we talk about tonight? We'll talk about the subathon a bit. I just want to say this. This is a... this was not Notes app, but this was a photo. This was a JPEG statement that I want to read here for all of you because I think it's fun to read this. So I'll just do this real quick once I find these pieces here. Andrews McNeil University. Sorry, not University. Andrews McNeil Universal is severing ties with Dilbert creator Scott Adams. The process of this termination will extend to all areas of our business with Adams and the Dilbert comic strip. As a media and communications company, AMU values free speech. We are proud to promote and share many different voices and perspectives. But we will never support any commentary rooted in discrimination or hate. Recent comments by Scott Adams regarding race and race relations do not align with our core values as a company. Our creator-first approach is foundational to AMU, and we deeply value our relationships with our creators. However, in the case of Adams, our vision and principles are not compatible. That's from Hugh Andrews, chairman, and also Andy Sarian, CEO and president. And that's including his merch stuff. That's a lot of fucking money that he is just done with, like losing access to. As always, it's not cancel culture. It's consequence. Sorry, it's consequence culture. Try saying that one. Also, we have known that Scott Adams is a piece of trash for so long. He's already started his own subscription service on locals.com. I mean, look, he's going to do something and people are going to flock to him that don't fucking read Dilbert or give a shit. But people here's the thing. We've all known he's gotten a lot of bullshit and says a lot of dumb shit constantly. And you have to imagine that if you're a large corporation and you are dealing with someone that says really dumb shit all the fucking time, that you probably have a template of this ready to go. Or at the very least, you've had a conversation about your exit strategy. So, it's not surprising that people were just like, yeah, no, we're good. Now people have to spend money on Dilbert to own the libs. Yes, exactly. How much are you willing to spend to own the libs and support fucking Scott Adams and his dumb shit? Get fucking bent. Jesus. Wonderful dumb shit. Great news, indeed. But that was just well, we're going to talk about that. We kind of had to. Hope this is the last gasp I hear. Yes. One could only hope that we've gotten to the point where we're going to hear about that. I did want to quickly talk about... I guess I'm going to scroll down here and we find this. Where is it? Show me the Pokemon Day announcement stuff. I did not watch this. This came out. Lots of Pokemon stuff. Some people were happy about some of the things coming out. Some people were unhappy about the things being announced. The fact is, we've had so much fucking Pokemon lately. I'm not surprised that this wasn't a knock your socks off, kick your dick into the dirt thing. Also, it was so little time given to get hyped about it, which I think is the fucking way to go. Don't be in a month we're talking about this. Now Pokemon can put you... Finally, Lord Crashington, at some point this year... sorry, my voice there. Sometime this year, we'll all be able to go to fucking sleep with Pokemon. We deserve it. We earned it. Let's see. What do we got here? Pokemon World Championship. There's going to be a new Netflix series called Pokemon Concierge. And that looked... not great. I'm not the biggest stop motion person. But I bet there'll be a bunch of people that are just gonna fucking love that shit. Also, the idea of a Pokemon, a vacation resort for Pokemon is lovely. I think, yes, Pokemon should go on vacation and have a good time. I'm pro that. I'm in favor of Pokemon vacations. So, that does seem cool. Even if I'm not, like, overtly excited about this the trailer didn't, like, wowie zowie me. But I hope it's fun and cute. Let's see. Pokemon Unite is still a thing. The MOBA game has a new legendary. Pokemon Cafe Remix. Again, Pokemon games that continue to be a thing that I've forgotten about continue to be a thing. Pokemon Masters EX. Pokemon Sleep. The sleep tracking app. Wait, no more. Put your phone near your pillow. Depending on what kind of sleeper you are, different Pokemon will gather around the Snorlax in the app. But by default, Snorlax, because they get it. They know their own goddamn lore. If you're going to do a sleepy time thing, you got to have fucking Snorlax around. His name is Snorlax. You gotta. All right, so we got to put these right here. All right, we're making good progress on our submarine. Getting our submarine together. All right, let's see other things about this. Pokemon Go Plus. Oh, that's right. Sorry, Pokemon Go Plus Plus. It's good night, Harold. I'll catch you tomorrow as well. Pokemon Plus Plus. And apparently that's going to be working as with the sleeping app, which is fun. Got some new Pokemon. Vivillon and Gimmighoul are coming. And there's going to be more Pokemon stuff in Pokemon Go. I still use Pokemon Go to help me as I'm walking, to motivate me to go on walks and increase my steps and all that. Maybe go a little farther than I was originally planning, just to catch them all a little bit easier. So I welcome that. I would love to catch a Gimmighoul because they're goddamn named Gimmighoul. And they're doing some other stuff there. Gimmighoul, Tony Soprano's favorite Pokemon. I don't know if you knew that, but Tony Soprano's favorite Pokemon is a Gimmighoul because it sounds like a nonsense thing that would be said. You get it. You know why I said that. Put this here. Boop. And is that done with the sub? No. Sub is almost done. You got a few more parts to put on here. Got to have your grabby hand. You got to make a grabby claw arm thing here. So we need that and the wrench piece, the wrench style piece, which is over here. Great. Let's see. DLC for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. That's coming. Yeah, so that was a bunch of Pokemon stuff. You know, got some of those things. Let's see. Let's talk about, there have been some updates here. Let's talk about March as far as video games are concerned. We haven't done that in a little while. Should say that tomorrow we get Destiny 2 Lightfall for PS4, PS5, and Windows PC, Xbox One, Xbox Series X. That's tomorrow. So if you want that shit, you already knew that. If you are into Destiny, you already knew, and you're already anticipating your Lightfall. So congratulations on getting Lightfalled tomorrow. In March, we've got for Wolong Fallen Dynasty on March 3rd. Fatal Frame Mask of the Lunar Eclipse Hell yeah, so Fatal Frame. We love that. Bayonetta Origins for the Switch is March 17th. WWE 2K23 for PS4, PS5, Windows PC, Xbox One, Xbox Series X. No Steam, Switch version of that. That's March 17th. What do we got here? EA Sports PGA Tour. That's on the 24th. The Resident Evil 4 remake is coming for everything on March 24th. Crime Boss Rockaway City coming to PC. That trailer was nonsense in a way that I could appreciate. The Last of Us Part 1 for the PC is coming March 28th. So if you've been patiently waiting for that, that's coming. MLB The Show 23 for the Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X. No PC version of MLB The Show, but as I said, a Switch version. All right, so we built our tiny sub here. Got our tiny submarine. We all live in a tiny submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine, but you know what I mean. Also, it is yellow submarine, so we do also all live in a yellow submarine. Now we got to build a fucking lobster, everybody. Now it's the time of the stream where I start building a lobster out of Lego. It is not lost on me that sometimes streaming fucking rules, because I got to just say that, and it's true. I'm not lying to you. It is true that I am building this out of Lego. I'm building a lobster out of Lego, and I'm genuinely thrilled about that. Let's see. System Shock Remake coming to, this is fun, Linux. If you want the remake, if you want to play System Shock Remake on Linux, you can. Mac, PlayStation 4, PS5, Windows PC, Xbox One, Series X. Sometime in March, TBA, still. Dredge is coming out on March 30th, right at the end of the month. And then the Windows PC, Xbox One, and Series X version of Saitou is coming out. Again, TBA, has been announced for March, but nothing there. The last-gen versions of Hogwarts Legacy come out on April 4th, so you can not get that on April 4th. Meet Your Maker, a game that seems wild and fucking cool, is coming to PS4, PS5, PC, Xboxes on April 4th. Here's a fun video game name that I don't know shit about, but it's a great video game name. It's a video game-ass video game name. Grimoire. Once more. Grimoire is one word with the G in Grimoire is capitalized, intercapped, and once more is one word. Also, again, intercapped. I don't know what the fuck that is, but it's coming to Switch and PlayStation, but not Xbox. Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection. That's a PS2 game via Vanillaware. Okay. Mega Man Battle Legacy Network is coming to everywhere. Minecraft Legends. Actually, sorry. Mega Man, here, this is weird. Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection comes to the Switch and the PC and just the PlayStation 4, but not the PlayStation 5. And that's weird. That's an odd thing. Advance Wars comes out on the 21st of April. Minecraft Legends comes everywhere on the 18th. Dead Island 2 supposedly comes out on April 21st. I don't think it is. That's my big guess. Dead Island 2 slips out of April. Star Wars Jedi Survivor for modern stuff in the PC. Star Trek Resurgence for everything sometime in April. And Tron Identity for the Nintendo Switch and the PC sometime in April. I think that's all I want to talk about upcoming game stuff. Is there anything? I'm just going to, instead of talking about all of them, I'm just going to talk about anything that pops in here that's interesting. Also, still haven't said anything about AEW Revolution, Fight Forever, because they have not announced when Fight Forever is coming out, but it theoretically will be sometime around this period that I'm talking about here. I need Not making a PS5 version makes sense as the PS4 should still play on the 5, but no cert cost for PS5. I guess so, Mr. Bob. You're right. It will play. It's just weird. It's just weird to not see like the PS5 version, to have it just say PS4. It's just weird. It's just strange to see that at this point. Redfall's coming out in May. Tears of the Kingdom, Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is coming out May 12th. Let's see. In June, we got Street Fighter 6 on June 2nd for PS4, PS5, Windows PC, and Xbox Series X, but not the one. We Love Katamari Reroll and Row Revere comes to Switch on June 2nd. Japanese pubs are still out there releasing games only on PS4 instead of both PlayStations. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's just, to me, it's weird. I mean, that people do what they want to do. Hey, here's a game I haven't heard of, and I bet, I bet it comes out. I just bet no one I know will play it. RoboCop Rogue City for the Switch, PS5, Windows PC, and Xbox Series X. I bet no one I know will play RoboCop Rogue City. Yeah, okay. You guys are giving me plenty of examples of something. I am not saying that it's wrong. You're wrong. I'm just saying it surprised me. I don't know. But thank you for chatting. I do appreciate it. That's from the people that made that solid Terminator game from a few years ago, so that could be neat. Okay, that's cool, Lord Cratchington. Yeah, that's cool. Here's. Look, I don't know if I'm gonna stream it because I don't know if y'all will vibe with it the way I'm gonna vibe with it. But on June 15th, I am going to purchase and I will play. I might get a code for it, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to buy it if I don't get a code. Goodbye Volcano High for PlayStation 4, 5, and Windows PC on June 15th. I am going to play the sad dinosaur high school game. I am going to revel in it. Again, I don't know if I'm going to stream that shit, but I'm definitely going to be picking it up, playing it. I'm very interested in that game. Totally. You're right, Mr. Bob. That RoboCop Rogue City game could be baller. It could be Riddick levels of surprisingly good. Also, Samba de Amigo Party Central comes out on the Switch on June 30th. So, get it. And then I'll just say, July, you got Pikmin 4. You got, hey, you can tell how the studio is doing with their ports. Months after it came out on main consoles and then previous gen consoles, in July, Hogwarts Legacy comes out on the Switch, July 25th. One would imagine that there may be an audience of people who don't have high-end gaming consoles that have a Switch that might be interested in said game. Fuck them, but there might be those people. So we could see that getting a bump in sales. Yeah, well, there probably won't be. There's going to be a bump in discourse for previous gen. I don't know if we'll get a Switch discourse bump, but maybe we will. AEW Fight Forever for the Switch, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Windows PC, Xbox One, and Series X. That's at some point. We don't know when. That's supposedly going to be, coming. Drink a lot of water here. Sorry. Let's keep working on this lobster. Is this a rock lobster? We won't know until we build it. I will decide once this lobster has been completed if this is a rock lobster or not. Like I don't know yet. I don't have all the facts because it's not done yet, so I can't be clear that this is a rock lobster or not. So I'm withholding judgment. So earlier I promoted the subathon, and I mentioned how when we get to 40 subscribers tomorrow, if and when, I guess I should say, if we get to 40 subscribers tomorrow, then I will show a bunch of clips of stuff that I have done on television and some internet video stuff that I have been in that I think would be fun to share. One of those is my appearance on Difficult People. And of course, I'll probably get into it again tomorrow. But it was funny because I was thinking about that today. Because my friend Connor was on... I'm going to actually bring this up. Bring up Connor's one. My buddy Connor Ratliff, who you may know for the Daddies podcast. He has a talk show as George Lucas. He is an actor. He's been in a bunch of different things. And he's a good dude. I've known him for quite some time. Love Connor. What a fucking brilliant mind for comedy. And also just like a stand-up dude. My favorite thing about Connor is that when the lockdown happened in 2020, he was on the road, not doing stand-up, not even doing improv, not for an acting gig. He was on the road as the MC for Guster because he had made friends with members of the band Guster, and he would go on tour with them and do like a bit of banter and like improvised hosting. And he had to fly to his parents' place because he was subletting his apartment while he was on this tour, and the subletter wanted to stay in the apartment during lockdown, so he had to fly to his parents' house because he was planning to be on the road long term with the band Guster. And it is just such a weird thing to happen to Connor. Anyway, Connor today wrote, "There should be a word for this phenomenon. Auditioned for a part, didn't book it. Then you find out they cast Stephen Root. And rather than feeling bummed at not booking it, you feel honored/baffled that you were even in the 100th name on the list of people being considered with him." I feel that. Because, as you may know, the bit I have in Difficult People was not the bit I auditioned for. I play an audience member that is mad at Billy Eichner's character. Because he is doing warm-up for a daytime talk show. And his warm-up is bad, and I am annoyed with him. And I am speaking for the audience collectively. Which is fun. That is not what I auditioned for. I auditioned for the show producer of this fake daytime talk show within the show. The show within the show. And Wayne Fetterman plays that role. So I had the unique experience of auditioning for a part, not booking that part, getting offered a different, smaller part, in the same scene with the guy who got the part that I was not right for because they could get Wayne Fetterman, who is older than me, more established, and has a actual real friendship with Larry Wilmore, who is playing himself. He's playing a version of himself because it's Larry Wilmore's talk show. I would have been a weird choice for that role. It makes sense I didn't get it. And then I got to watch Wayne Fetterman fucking nail it and do a great job as that role. And it's weird. It was a weird experience. I also said, I once had a callback for a role that went to James Urbaniak, and that's obviously the right casting call. James Urbaniak is the voice of Dr. Venture from Venture Brothers, if you don't know James. And Dick Town. He's the lead in Dick Town. No, that's sorry. John Hodgman is the lead in Dick Town. My apologies. I got Urbaniak and Hodgman confused there for a second. But James Urbaniak, this part that James Urbaniak got, why was I even auditioning for that? Like, what are we doing here? That doesn't make any sense. I shouldn't be auditioning for roles that go to James Urbaniak. That's nonsense. So that's kind of my thinking on that. So then I explained, Connor said, we're in a little conversation here on Twitter. For me, part of it is almost a strange feeling of scared embarrassment. Like, oh, wow, what if they cast me? What a huge mistake that would have been for them. And I agree with him. Because then I say, Exactly. I once auditioned for a small role in Difficult People that and they offered me a way smaller role in the same scene, so I got to watch Wayne Fetterman obviously do a better job than I could have done, or that I could have done. They almost messed up and cast me in that role. And then Connor replies with, "I also did not book that same role." So fucking, of course Connor Ratliff auditioned for that role. Of course he did. Because the casting people know a lot of New York folks. That's why they brought me in for it. Because they knew me. Of fucking course, Connor auditioned for that. And neither of us fucking booked it because they went with Wayne Fetterman. And I bet they only saw other people because you can't just be like, you can't just offer someone a role. You have to have other people audition for it. You just kind of have to these days. But I guarantee that they only auditioned other people because they had to, and they were also hoping that Wayne would go to New York to film it because he's an LA stand-up and writer. So it's just like, oh yeah, I wasn't going to get that role. But it is that thing, like the thing that Connor is biting on that I agree with is that feeling that like most of the time, I still tape auditions here and there. I don't do it as much because they want me local, and I'm not local, and sometimes they know that. So I don't get self tapes much anymore. Also, they have moved away from self tapes much more than they used to because they want to have people in person nowadays. And so in 2020, I was doing I was getting some auditions. I get less of those now. Still occasionally do get some stuff. There's occasionally some LA stuff that they would at least consider flying me out for, so I get asked to film myself for that. I need green. I don't see them. I need green. I'm looking at all my green because I have all my green together, and I need green eyes for this. I need green eye stock pieces here, and I don't see them. So I don't know what I did with them. It's weird. That's weird. Here they are. I found them. They were hiding. But when I was auditioning more, there would be times where I didn't get the part. And most of the time, almost exclusively, that's it. That's the end of it. There was a CW show that I auditioned for a role in that went to broadcast and aired. I never watched it, but I also was glad I didn't get that role because it wasn't good. Every part of it was bad. But for the most part, I auditioned for a bunch of stuff, and then that's just it. I never hear about it, never see it. It's cool. And like I said, with the James Urbaniak thing, that one, I had another friend in that thing. That's how I just happened to see it. So that is how I knew that, oh, my buddy is in this. I'm watching this. Oh, this is the thing I auditioned for. Oh, hey, the part that I auditioned for is being played by fucking Dr. Venture. Okay. I was never getting that role. Cool. But most of it is just in a vacuum, and you just like don't think about it anymore because you are constantly auditioning for other things. Like, I auditioned. The last thing I auditioned for is a show that we think is not going to get canceled from HBO Go. Can't say exactly what it is because I did sign. I can say I signed an NDA, but I can't say what it was for. I always check to see if I can mention the NDA because sometimes people ask, like, other companies will ask you, do you have any, like, no competes or anything like that? And then I have to say, like, I auditioned for this thing. They have not cast it yet. I signed an NDA, and I just say that. So I did sign an NDA. I did audition for a thing. I don't think I got it because I believe they are filming now. We think that's going to air on HBO Max. When it does, I will probably see who got cast in it. I am figuring they did not. It is actually possible that I did book it and just don't know because, I'll say this, one of the reasons why I won't talk much about it. I lied and said that I would be in New York during their filming season. They're filming now until the end of April. They started in February. They're filming to the end of April. And I said, well, I'm not living in New York right now, which was true. But I do plan to be in New York around those dates, and I will be available, which is a lie. Because I figured if I booked it, I would just get my ass to New York because it would be worth it, because I could figure out some other stuff and work out some other things and make it make sense for me to be there. That was a lie that, like, I have no problem fucking lying about that shit. They did not ask me, so they have not booked me anyway. Now, could they spring up and be like, okay, so are you available these days? Like, you blocked it out, but like, hey, so we're filming this and we want you in, and it's like 2 weeks notice. That might suck ass for me to try to get to New York in 2 weeks notice, but like, fuck it. I'll say yes to that shit. I'll see what's up. Check this out. We're now going to make this lobster more like a lobster. Boop. Boop. Lobster time. This is kind of like looking like a lobster with big eyes. Big googly eye lobster. Lobster friend. Getting built. Now we're going to put some stuff on there. We need 6 of these. 2, 4, 6. And 6 of these. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't done a lot of auditioning lately. It makes sense because I don't live in New York. And also, I wasn't going out all of the time when I did live in New York towards the end there. But, yeah, some stuff's happening. So, I am available. That is, I have time to do stuff like that. We'll see if anything comes of it. All right, let's get these parts of these legs done, and then we will we'll take our pause for the cause, talk about ways you can support the channel and all that. So we'll get these on and do that. But that's coming. Not yet, but that's coming. Other things to talk about here. Let's see if there's any. What about some wrestle talk? Is there any wrestle talk we want to talk about here? Let's see. Brock Lesnar versus Almost is happening. That's a weird match at WrestleMania. Supposedly, people in the WWE think that possibly when his contract is up, Kenny Omega would be interested in going to WWE. That feels like nonsense. It should be interesting to see as people's contracts are up for renewal, where people go. There were reports today that Vicky Guerrero's contract is up in July, and she and AEW have decided not to renew that contract. She was an on-air manager and also worked behind the scenes on the AEW Heels program, which is their like paid community thing for ladies and non-binary friends. And there's like meetups and meet and greets and stuff, and bunch of different things with that, and like a chat community thing. I don't know a ton about Heels, but I do know that she was heavily involved in Heels and is apparently not renewing in July, which is like Vicky Guerrero is still a good manager, underutilized, I would say. Let's see. Progress Super Strong Style 16 will feature Nigel McGuinness, at one point rated one of the best wrestlers in the world. Nigel McGuinness, after he just didn't retire, he just stopped wrestling and then became heavily involved with WWE as in an announcer capacity. No longer does that and will make his first wrestling appearance. And they say appearance, not that he's wrestling, at a Progress show, at one of their big shows, which is great for him and a good spot for him to do that. Jake the Snake is back, and apparently he was off for health-related reasons. He's been dealing with chronic obstructive pulmonary disease for much of 2020. And in a interview with the New York Post says, it doesn't get any better. It really doesn't. You can't imagine how it feels to walk out and all of a sudden they're chanting your name in unison. It's overwhelming. And I have been cheered by crowds. Not as big as the crowds that the good old Jake Roberts has done for, but certainly I've done some big crowds. And I will tell you that it does indeed fucking rule. He had to pass medical protocols. Makes sense. Let's see. So being cleared by AEW is a pat on the back that all's well. Yeah, makes sense that he would have to pass the protocols to be able to travel on the road since he various health issues, from years in the ring and also from living a very hard and incredibly destructive life. Let's see. Yeah. And he is still coaching backstage. That he is an on-air manager for Lance Archer, or handler, and then he also works with wrestlers. And he says, which I love, right now my job is to try and help some of these guys do interviews to improve them. That's something I know a little something about, which is very self-deprecating of him that I appreciate. But he says some people don't want to listen, which is also very much an old-timer's thought. And then before we take our pause for the cause, okay, gotta do 2 more of these. Slightly different coloring here. We'll need these. Mascara Dorada is Grand Metalik once more. WWE did not try to keep their trademark of the name Grand Metalik. So the wrestler, originally known as Mascara Dorada and then known as Grand Metalik, can be named Grand Metalik again, which is fucking cool for him because that's an international name that works. I mean, Mascara Dorada is a great name, but yeah. But he will be Grand Metalik at Ring of Honor tapings, which are happening. Yeah, so he will be Grand Metalik once more, which fucking rules for that dude. This is of course according to Dave Meltzer and the Wrestling Observer, but it looks like he can use the name. It's good for him. Because Grand Metalik is a fucking cool name. So I'm glad that this dude gets to use that name. Good for him. Oh yeah, this is the recent tapings that happened. They used that name. And then there's some spoilers about the dark tapings. I do not plan on getting Honor Club to watch the new Ring of Honor TV show, quote unquote TV show. I do not have immediate plans to do that because I don't really want to. I guess. Oh wait, what happened here? Did I fuck this up? Oh, I only need to do one of these. I did fuck this up. I didn't need to make this one. The other one goes on the other side. That's what it is. Okay. Yeah, I just don't plan on doing it because it's like $10 a month, and that doesn't seem like a good deal for just a weekly show. Yeah, I mean, if that's 4 to 8 hours, if it's a 2-hour show, that's 8 hours a month of entertainment for $10. It's not terrible, but I get a lot more for Wrestle Universe. And also the back catalog of Ring of Honor stuff doesn't really appeal to me because I've seen a lot of it and they're missing a bunch of it. So, I think I'm all right. Because they also haven't said anything about having other new stuff other than that. So it's just that entertainment. They won't have other things. So I'm like, I think I'm good. Now is the time of the stream where I am going to take a pause for the cause. I'm going to talk to you all about ways you can support the channel. Everything I'm about to say here is optional. You don't have to do any of this stuff, but if you would like to, if you want to, you're more than welcome to. It would be great. If you are currently a subscriber to the old Build with Baer workshop, you can throw the Baer Cave, the Lego, the site. If you're a tier 2 subscriber, you can throw the blue emote in chat. Being a subscriber is the easiest way to support what I do here through cash money. Hey, I'm John. Welcome. That is a way to support me. We are currently at 35 subscribers. The goal is 40. Tomorrow, the goal will be more than that. Also, you could gift a sub to somebody in the community. You could use your Prime Gaming token. But we have the subathon coming up. Just real quick, I'll just say that's Tuesday. That's tomorrow, starting at 4 p.m. And if I start the stream with 40 subscribers, soon after we start, we will watch some cool TV stuff, some TV appearances and stuff like that. But being a subscriber is the easy way to support me. Again, trying to get to that big 4-0, but then tomorrow we're trying to get to that big 7-5. And as a bonus for folks that watch my streams consistently, when I'm well over 40, I won't be talking about it for a while until the end of March, I guess, when everything drops down, I guess. What else can I say about this? You also could join my Patreon at patreon.com/PatBaer. There's a $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier. It used to be that today would be a bad day to do it, right? Because on March 1st, you'd get billed. But now, it's a monthly thing. So if you join today, you won't get charged again until, thank you, Lashbrook, until the end of March. So today would be a great day to join my Patreon, patreon.com/PatBaer. Let's see. Other things that I need to do. Oh, I just remembered. I have to do a thing. Okay, sorry. I haven't uploaded my Q&A video that I filmed. I have to upload that Q&A video because it's almost the end of February. Oops. So I got to upload that Q&A video. That's on me. I did it. I just haven't uploaded. Also, you could always join my YouTube. Subscribing to my YouTube is free, but if you want to jump into that YouTube, you're more than welcome to do that. And then also, you can become a member there. $2 a month. You get my Wednesday videos on Tuesday. The video that's coming out this Wednesday is very silly. That's all. That's the tease for that. It's silly. I think you'll like it. What else can I say? Oh, yeah. Those are all monthly ways to support me, but there's always direct donations during the stream if you give to my PayPal or Stream Elements or my coffee. Everything that comes through that will go into a fund that I use that money to buy model kits. This Lego set was purchased from Target. Very happy to have that. I have a backlog of things because we'll be finishing up at some point soon. And I'll need to decide what the next thing is that we'll be building. And a way to jump that queue and become, you decide what I build next if you go over to my Amazon wish list and make a purchase there. Got a bunch of stuff over in Amazon. Lego sets and model kits, inexpensive kits, expensive kits, a puzzle that's in there, all kinds of different things that I would be happy to build. Stuff with Prime shipping. There's some tools and gear at the bottom because it's nice to have gear. So see if there's something there that you would like to see me put together. You can do that over on Amazon. And I have alternatives to Amazon because it's nice to have alternatives. I have a Throne wish list. You could always go to Throne, pick up something there. And then I have, if you want to go to USA Gundam Store and buy a gift card, you can then DM me on Twitter because my DMs are open with that USA Gundam Store gift card code that you get in your email, and then I will use that there. Let's see. Other things. If you want to support me for free, I got a Discord. Just jump on my fucking Discord. It's a cool place for cool people. You'll like it over in Discord land. Couple video links for you to check out, and then we'll get back to building and talking about some manga and some anime. Pat Baer's Anime Club. I had a new episode of Pat Baer's Anime Club that went up today. Today's episode is about visual novels that became anime. So that's right. Visual novels, they're not just for Japanese PC owners. They're also, sometimes they become anime. And I talked about a few that I didn't realize until doing my due diligence and research. And one that's a no-brainer, and I should have known that I did not know that it was. Also, I get to talk about the Sega Saturn very briefly, so I'm very happy about that video. And then Baerly Rehearsed, more like Barely Watched, am I right? This one's numbers not as good as my other ones, even though it's a fun bit. It's me playing a dryad, giving relationship advice. And I think that's a funny fucking premise. But not enough people watch that video compared to my other ones, which is a shame. They're wrong. it is, of course, the children who are wrong in this instance. Let's see what we got here. All right, we're gonna talk about some manga, and then we'll talk about some anime. I'm gonna drink some water because I very much need to do that before we get into the manga talk and the anime talk. So let's get into that right now, and got to dramatically transition while I drink some water right now. So good. Water, get into it. If you're not into water, I recommend it. I recommend getting into water. It's pretty great. All right, let's adjust this. Make sure this is all nice and level. Get back in here. Look at you, chat. I'm looking at you, chat. Now, chat, I am looking at you. I'm seeing what you're up to. We got to build some claws here. Got to build a claw. We need... Last week says, but they drained my apartment's pool. Oh, no. Well, okay, so don't physically get into water then. I see what you're saying. I mean, if that's your only way to get into water, you gotta have to like figure out an alternative way to get into some water. So I understand. I hear you. I get you, Lashbrook. Case closed. Let's talk about some manga. We got manga to chat about here. One manga, because it's Manga Monday. Because I don't have a lot of anime to talk about on Mondays, so I talk about some manga. Let's talk about having finished her lifelong revenge, Ms. Dark Elf has too much free time. The title tells you what this is about. This is it's not a full, like, one-page comic, but it's not, like, a 20-page comic. It is a short series, like, I think it's, like, 6 pages. It's, like, usually, like, one kind of theme or gag. But the premise is kind of set up. This dark elf had a lifelong revenge planned, like, and no plan B. Like, I'm going to get my revenge. And then she did. And now what? Now what do you fucking do? Especially when you don't really have any hobbies and you're scary, you're frightening, and also incredibly strong. So, like, yeah, you can go adventuring, but, like, are you going to get a party? Like, there's a whole thing about her, like, trying to fit in with a party and, like, scaring the shit out of all of them because she's so overpowered. And, like, she has, like, visions in her head of, like, oh, I'll duel someone, and then we'll have a mutual sign of respect, and we'll watch the sun, like, rise together. She has all these, like, fantasies of, like, these scenarios she's only kind of read about. But the reality is that she's terrifying to a lot of people because she's so fucking strong. And also, people don't necessarily know that she's that fucking dark elf, but they do have a fear of folks, I would say, pretty reasonable fear of folks, of, like, that dark elf that's out there doing dark elf shit. It's very cute. She also likes cute things, speaking of cute, and so it is fun to watch her, like, try to figure out how to be like a person. I don't know. It's supposed to be light. It's supposed to be a gag comic, but there is some heart to it. There's not a lot of heart. I'm hoping there'll be a little bit more because I find it fun. I find it like a fun concept. I would like to read more of it. It's very light out there. Again, this is I believe this is somebody doing this all online, and it has a fan translation in English with the like the go ahead because it is not a signed artist. I'm sure that if it gets signed, they'll ask for the scanlation to come down. But right now, they're just, like, you know, excited to have people, like, reading it. It's a fun premise. I love the idea of what is life after revenge? Like, when you haven't really built much of a personality and all you have is the violence that you need to fulfill. And you might not even think you're going to, like, forget surviving. You don't even necessarily think you're going to pull it off and win. but then you do, like, what's life after that like? Is a fun premise to explore, and I like that it's funny. It To me, it could work without being a comedy. Like if they had chosen to go down a different route, the artist had chosen to just go down artist writer had just chosen to like make it more of a character study and less of a comedy premise. Like I also think that could be fun. But yet, that's having finished her lifelong revenge. Miss Dark Elf has too much free time. Like again, the title tells you what it is. It should probably cue you in to the fact if you're going to be into it or not. I recommend it. Did I? No, I didn't. Okay. Because I think it's good. All right, so that's all we need for that. We are getting close to finishing our lobster, and then of course we'll have to build our like reef area here, or our house, our castle, I guess, for our skeleton. Our little skeleton needs it. Castle needs a house. All right, so we can build 2 of these at a time. Push our lobster over there. We're finishing the claws. I believe that's all we have left is to do the claws. There might be a little bit more. I don't know. All right, it is time to talk about anime. Surprise, I'm going to talk about anime. You can't fucking believe it, I'm sure, that me, your friend Pat, would talk about anime. Hey, there's a theme for these 2 episodes, which is, did you forget that this was a comedy and a drama? Lord Crescent is unsubscribing now. Yes, suddenly just shocked that I'm talking about anime. It's like, this is not what I signed up for. So Bunny Daddies is an action series that has a lot of heart and can be silly. And Handyman Saitou in Another World kind of trades in its goofiness, although it did get fucking dark. And sometimes it's like that kind of black humor of like, or the dark humor of like, oh, like, isn't this fucked up? Haha. Like, to deal with it. Like, it's a little cavalier sometimes in its reality. But both of these fucking episodes were harsh as hell. And I will say, fucking a little goddamn rough. So, turns out, we don't know if they're necessarily biological, but Ray has been supported, because we had a whole Kazuki episode about Kazuki's family and his wife's death and all that. Like, we had that rough episode. I need the one of these. Okay. We had that rough episode. That rough episode has already happened in the last episode. So this one, now we get Ray's tragic backstory. A big part of Ray's story is the fact that his father figure is named Boss, and he is seriously a crime boss. Like, he is definitely a crime boss. He is head of the assassination organization, a big one. So it makes sense that Ray is an assassin. So Ray has to go meet with his dad, or father, and Kazuki and Miri are plotting something. They got something going on. They're being secretive. The B story is them being secretive. All right, so I need these, and I need a blue one. Okay, got this. This is a big enough 3-in-1 that I have to like dig around to find some of the parts here, some of the pieces that I need. They're not just easy enough to find. I gotta dig around a little bit for them. Apparently this guy, the boss, considers himself kind of like an elite, like he's like under the underworld nobility. Like he thinks he's a bigger deal. But you know, Ray does his own thing. Ray, like, he basically saying like, hey, you know, you gotta take responsibility. Stop doing your own fucking thing. I need you to be the, you know, like, I need you to, you know, come back here and work on the family and carry on my legacy or whatever. And Ray is Ray basically is just like, hey, I will do it at some point. I just need more time to like figure stuff out and find myself and blah blah blah. And basically stalling because he's got this family now. He's got like something to fight for. He also knows that he can only do so much, and he has to hide these things because. I need another one of these. I only have. Ooh. I believe I used the wrong color somewhere. Let's look. Because I only have one of these left, and I have several of these, so I must have used that instead of this somewhere. Let's see. No, that's supposed to be the right color there. Let's see. Let's look to see if there's any more of these. I'm going to look here to see if I... Right now, yeah, I am missing this color brown, but I have the lighter brown, so I wonder if I use that somewhere. I'm going to just swap it. Probably wouldn't be the end of the world if I used... Oh, that is the lighter color. Okay. I couldn't tell looking up here, but when I look over in here, that is actually the lighter color. So this is the color I'm supposed to be using for that. So great. So I need 4 of the... Yeah, 4 of these. And I need... Yeah. That is the frustrating thing when you have just like open bags that you're digging from and not like going bag by bag, because I have a lot of parts to pick from here. So I might not always pick exactly the right color that I need, which is frustrating. Ray has to go and assassinate a guy that left the organization, who was the guy that trained him to be an assassin, his teacher, who recently left the organization and quote-unquote betrayed it by leaving. So now Ray has to go and kill the guy that trained him, that maybe was even more like an actual father to him, which is fucked up. Meanwhile, the thing that Miri and Kazuki are planning is a party for Ray's fucking birthday. So that's cute and fun, but also Ray's going through some shit because the guy that trained him, he got a girlfriend, and he fell in love, and that's why he left. And so the boss killed the instructor's girlfriend. Which, fuck off, man. And then in a great scene, Ray and the man fight each other. We don't learn the guy's name. They fight. And at the end, Ray doesn't want to kill him. He's like, we'll work something out. But the guy wants to die so that he can go and be with his girlfriend who was murdered. And that fucking sucks. Obviously, that is rough as hell and twisted as shit. And obviously, not fucking cool. Like, what the fuck? Obviously, fucking sucks. And so Ray is just like, do I deserve a better life like my instructor wanted for himself? Do I deserve the happiness that I currently have, whatever happiness I have at all? And then Kazuki shows up and it's just like, hey, you gotta come here, because Miri wanted to throw you a birthday party as one of, you're her dad. You're one of her 2 dads, buddy days. And then Ray smiles because despite everything, he does have some good in his life. It's nice. It almost ends on that, and you're like, oh, yeah, I mean, this fucking sucks. And I think we just met the antagonist for the rest of the series, probably, and things are going to get really rough before they get way better. But, like, I don't know, that's a fun little moment, so okay. And then, of course, we do end on the boss sending a demand for information on Kazuki and Miri to the boss. The boss wants to know what's going on with the guy that his son works with and lives with, and the child that he is raising. And that's not going to be good. So we'll see if the information broker actually supplies that information or not. Wait. That? Don't really show you how this goes together. Yeah, okay. Hey, we built the Lobster. We got a lobster and a little submarine. And I'm going to have to put these up on here so it stands up some. But we got a lobster. I got a lobster friend. I'll show you the lobster friend here. There's the lobster friend. Open up claws. Put these back. Rock. Looking at it, I can tell you, friends, came pre-cooked, huh? Yeah. That this is indeed, I can say, checking with my sources here, judges, this is a rock lobster. It is indeed a rock lobster, and apparently, I have been told that it does count as a friend. This is a friend and a rock lobster. So, congratulations to Rock Lobster here. Looking good. Supporting. Now we have to build the last part of this 3-in-1, this segment of 3-in-1, which is a cool, like, castle, for our skeleton. Because we have just so many parts left. We might as well build a fucking castle. Why the fuck not? Let's build a castle here. For our lobster. And our skeleton needs a place to hang out. We're building a scene. Came pre-cooked. Yes, indeed, Lashbrook. Now, Handyman Saitou in another world. This isn't like, oh, shit got dark, but shit has already been dark here. Because we had a whole thing where, like, the ninja who was in love with the witch and was, like, doing all this dark, twisted shit in order to save her life. Instead of getting killed, Kisurugi, the ninja, and his elf companion are crippled until their sacrificed life essence restores Levia's youth. The witch that he's been going to try to help. He loses basically like both legs and an arm, I want to say. I can't remember, but like, or a leg and both arms. Like, he pays a huge price in order to bring her back, but doesn't give up his life in order to restore her youth. But, fun twist, she loses her memory. And then he's like, well, I guess that's actually probably for the best. But the fairy, I should say, is like, hey, just fucking make... What kind of a man are you? You can't even try. You're not even gonna try to make her fall in love with you again. She fell in love with you once, which is like, in a way, it's like, I get what you're saying with that, but also like, who's to say what kind of person she is now that she'll rebuild her memories? Is she gonna be the same person? Are you just opening yourself up for heartache? I don't know, but whatever. Find love where you can find it. Speaking of which. The crown confiscates the otherworldly artifacts that Crom conjured. But Morlock, our wizard friend, has regained part of his memories because he lost a lot of memories. He doesn't remember who he was trying to summon, but he was willing someone to come back, which we know is his dead daughter. He doesn't recognize that, but we recognize that, oh yeah, this dude, that's what he was trying to do. So, this fucking wizard is the guy that summoned Saitou. Saitou was summoned here because of that. We now know for sure, according to, the confused memories of Morlock, that, yeah, I accidentally summoned you. My bad. And they're like, I don't know how to send you back. Like, it's a complete accident. And so we know, folks, this is so rare. Like, outside of, there are instances of isekai where it's like a god's plan or something like that. Or it's, or like, the main character dies and then has a meeting with a god. It's like, yeah, I'm reincarnating you to do a thing. It'll be fucked up. Sorry, bye, enjoy, or whatever. But there's a lot of isekai that just aren't interested in any way, shape, or form or exploring the idea of the why. It just happens. There is no explanation of the why. It is just there. So, in this case, we actually know. Like, we totally know why this happened. But Saitou was, like, not really bothered. Like, he had family, but he didn't, like, they weren't close. He didn't keep in contact with them. He can't say that he doesn't miss it, but he also didn't feel needed in that world. And he does feel needed in this world. And it's, like, definitely something that he should take some time to really unpack and think about. But he's like, I want to be where I'm needed. I want to be with the people that need me the most. The knight, the girl that does not like to show her face or anything, or body, Riza, is basically like, without really, she says it and he doesn't pick up on it, but she's like, you are incredibly important to me. This is where you belong. I need you more than anyone else needs you. And it's like the closest thing we're probably going to get to confession. And it's a lovely sentiment and totally nice. And then the lovely moment is broken up by the dark comedic moment of Morlock being bitten by a venomous monster and being like, oh, ha ha ha, I'm not doing too hot here. And everyone just being like, well, ha ha, I don't have any anti-poison on me, and I don't have any medicine, and I can't heal you. All right, we're gonna have to figure that out. You just have to, go and get healed. And everyone's kind of like really blasé about it. And then the episode ends with them going to go see the old man and check up on him, and he fucking died. And he just died in the inn. That's how they end the episode. And then, after all of this, after like saving the day and regaining some of his memories, he just got bitten by a monster and fucking died. The end, question mark, of this character with episodes left. Obviously not the main character, but it's just like, hey, what the fuck, anime? What are we fucking What happened? What are we doing? What's up, anime? Why are you like this? It was wild. Incredibly surprising, incredibly shocking. Like, he just got bit and then died off screen. Now, is there more to this? I assume so. I assume there's going to be more to it. Maybe he didn't actually die. Maybe he did and he's a specter. Maybe it's a cover-up and there's some plot elements that I don't know about. I don't know. But it was shocking. It was a weird, like, wait, what? What the fuck, anime? Like, I know that sometimes this is a harsh series, but for the most part, it is just kind of chill. But obviously not fully chill. Anyway, that's the anime and manga that I have been watching. We have some time left in stream. I want to hear from you, friends. What are you watching right now? Are you playing any video games? What are you getting up into? I have been prepping for Persona 4 Golden. I am still early on. I am at the point now where Chie has joined the party, but not... Chie has faced herself in Persona 4 Golden, but has not, like, we haven't started a social link yet. But I wanted to get some of it done. Now, a bonus thing of Persona 4 Golden is the fast forward button. You can fast forward through shit. You can fast forward, and then it'll just fast forward to the next time where you have to enter your thoughts. Then you can enter your thoughts, and then you can fast forward again. And it's great. It's so helpful to have that. It's remarkably awesome to just have the ability to fast forward, like, because I know a lot of this shit. I've played Persona 4 like 5 times. I played at least 5 times. I played Golden twice before. Like, I know what's coming in all of this. Like, I'm aware. So to have the fast forward is really nice. Currywurst says playing Monster Hunter Stories 2 a lot. Nice. I hope you're enjoying that. Hope you're having a good time with Monster Hunter Stories 2. Lord Crashing says Shino versus the dude that got his arms broken by Sasuke. Oh, that's the Chunin exam in Naruto. Okay, doing some Naruto now. Nice. John says, I've fallen into the isekai life and I'm watching Reincarnated as a Sword. That's a good one of those. And you gathered 4 out of the 8 people in Octopath Traveler 2. Nice. Reincarnated as a Sword is a good one. Shino is rad. You're not wrong. Shino is cool. That is a fun supporting character in Naruto. But you are right in that if you're going to watch an isekai, Reincarnated Sword is an A+ choice because you get... It's a weird one because the main character, the reincarnated character, is a sword, not a guy with a lot of ladies surrounding him who all like him for some weird reason. And you also have the supporting character that's also kind of the main character, who is a best girl candidate by far. What a great girl. Just like you just want so many good things for her. And yeah, it's just like, it's fun. It's well animated. There's some good moments in it. Like there's some drama. The action, I think, is well paced. Yeah, Reincarnated as a Sword. Totally a good one of those. It didn't make my top 10, but it was definitely a solid show. Of the year, I should say. I've technically beaten Theatrhythm, but haven't played most of the songs in the game. Okay, so yeah, so you've still got a ways to go. Well, good luck to you, Lord Crashington, with all of that. Go with God on all that stuff. I hope you get to play a lot more of those songs. And then I hope you have fun doing it. I've been playing some Hearthstone, getting ready again for tomorrow. I've got my 2 scam decks that I love. And then I've got a 3rd scam deck that we can always play. And for those wondering what I mean by scam deck, so a scam deck is a type of deck that loses a lot. And when it wins in an overwhelming fashion out of nowhere and feels like you scammed your opponent into a win. So it is not a meta deck. It is not a smart deck or like a necessarily broken deck. Because you lose so often with it, it can't really be considered broken. But it's also like not like a meta deck. It's not like a deck for climbing ladder or anything like that. It gets wins and it's fun when you win. But also it doesn't win that often. So it's a balancing act. So that is the scam decks that I have been currently playing. I have a big shaman scam deck, and I have a rogue death rattle deck that is great. That one it's probably better than the shaman deck because there are alternative win conditions in the rogue one that are just very fun. And I do have a standard evolved deck that isn't good. It's not a scam deck, but it's not good. But I like it, so we might play that. And then I've got a scam deck for what you call it, mage that I haven't played in a while. It doesn't have any like new cards. It's not a priority for me to play it, but I do have it in case we want to do that. So we'll be checking that stuff out tomorrow, both the Persona 4 and otherwise. I like Hearthstone, but fell behind at some point. I was really into it around the Ungoro expansion. So like the thing with Hearthstone is that like I kept up with it because it is a fun daily game. But also, I really got into Wild, and I think Wild is great because you can just always play whatever decks you have. You can play your old decks. Like, when stuff rotates out, it doesn't rotate out for me. Some of the stuff gets banned in Wild, but because new cards break the older cards because they're not really worried about them. But I'm still, like, one of those things where I was like, I still have plenty to do in those with those decks, and I can still find a lot of fun in that. Oh, sorry. Lastbrook rewatched. Sorry, I missed these. Lastbrook rewatched both Creed movies, and they're still real good. Got to get tickets for the third. Hell yeah. I have not seen the second one more than once. I should. Lord Creston, continuing on the theatrhythm. You play one of the sets of songs that are remixes and melodies of Final Fantasy songs, and it rolls credits after the last one. That's how you want that, right? You want the remixes, like, medley thing to be the conclusion. I think that's a fun choice. All right, and then our skeleton hangs out here. And that's it. This is our skeleton's hangout spot. And we are done here. I don't know how to make the skeleton want to hang out, but the skeleton does want to hang out here. All right, we got our skeleton in his cave. We've got our lobster. We've got our mini sub, because we built the bigger one. Now we got the mini. I'm going to take a photo of this, and then we'll start disassembling for the rest of the stream, because we do have one more kit to build after this. We still have to, one version of the kit. We have to do the manatee, the deep sea diver. We're going to actually make the skeleton to the actual person, because there's no sub here. And then the coral reef that does hide a skeleton that has like stuff on top of it that kept that skeleton from living. You can see there. But yeah, so this will be the easiest of the three, and we will do that on Thursday. Lord Crash says, I saw Jonathan Majors talking about Michael B. Jordan showing him anime before making Creed 3 and describing it in a way that applies to every shonen anime, but is probably talking about Sasuke and Naruto's rivalry. I mean, it feels very much that Michael B. Jordan produced a show that was some people call it anime, but like Michael B. Jordan, big anime fan, big shonen fan. Makes total sense to be talking to a director about shonen as applies to sports movies. Michael B. Jordan has referenced a ton of anime in his direction of this movie. Makes total sense. That does not surprise me. Totally understandable that he would want to have that as a big shonen fan. I mean, there's incredible boxing anime that exists, both like completely unbelievable and fantastical and whatever. Like there's plenty of sports anime out there that you can understand how someone would want to pull from that for directing. All right, let me get a photo here of this. Boom, did it. Got a photo of that. Now we can start taking it apart. We're gonna do for the rest of the stream is just null these parts here. I'm just gonna separate them. Actually, I won't even. I can separate them and kind of null them. At least I'll separate by color, and then I will prep on Thursday stream to do the last of this build, and then I'll also do a poll on Wednesday for my patrons about what I should do next. Rocky is very anime over the course of its run. But Rocky, as the movies progress, it does what all anime does, which is, like most shonen, is just keep building your mythology so much that you have no choice to become completely over the top and indistinguishable of where you started from. That is the curse of long-running anime. It's just like it is just one of those things where you're just like, hey, remember when this show was about this? And you're like, that feels like ages ago. That feels like a lifetime ago, and it feels like you're lying. But no, that's what this show was about. You're not wrong. Oops, something flew away. A piece flew off. I'll find it later. It's okay. I don't know what that was, but whatever. The nice thing is there's only so many pieces here that I don't have backups of, so I'll be able to find it. But yeah, we can just brick separate here for a little while. We'll go raid. I'm not gonna null too. I'm just gonna null by color here, kind of separate by color, and then I'll go in and kind of clean up, make my life a little easier for Thursday's stream, which is where I will finish up all of this. So yeah, right now I'm just separating by color, and then pushing all the color pieces together, so it'll be easier for me to do things later. Oh, and then for these, I got this piece here stuck in the side. I need out, so I'm going to use another Lego piece to push it out. Because that'll make my life easier. I remember when One Piece was a fun show about pirates. Anyway, let me tell you what Vegapunk has been up to in the manga. Yeah. I mean, One Piece is a thing where you're just like, hey, remember when it was like about a little guy that defied the odds with his underpowered ability by just being really into it and finding cool friends along the way? And then it was just like, and the fate of the world and legacy and all this other stuff and like tragedy and just all of this stuff just keeps fucking happening, and then just like retconning in a bunch of other bullshit and just keeping it going, keeping the bullshit going, because we can't stop with the bullshit. Gotta add more bullshit. Gotta build this up. Gotta make this an epic tale instead of just a fun tale. But yes, a lot of times. I mean, Goku's an alien. Like, the big reveal of Goku in Dragon Ball was that he can turn into a big monkey because he's the Monkey King, because he's Son Goku. People who knew who the Monkey King was knew that Goku had a tail, and knew what was up, knew that he was the fucking Monkey King, because he also has a flying nimbus and a pole that extends like Son Goku. But then at some point, Goku's a fucking alien because, like, I don't know, we gotta build a bunch of mythos here. They kept renewing my manga, so now I need a bunch of more bullshit. Yes, Dragon Ball was about collecting Dragon Balls. And once in a while, they'll jokily, funnily revisit it. There's one saga where Goku's like, just for emergencies, I'm going to go get all the Dragon Balls. And he does it off screen. We don't even see him do it. It's so trivial for him to collect all the Dragon Balls that he just fucking does. And there's another point where it's like, well, I always make sure I get the 4 ball. So anytime anyone makes a wish, and also that, prevents people from having to collect the Dragon Balls. Don't they kind of cover it in a movie? Yeah. But yeah, they're just like, we're going to go get the Dragon Balls. We got the Dragon Balls. Like, oh, okay. The hard thing, the whole fucking quest of the original series is now just like an off-screen activity for fun. It's just for fun. It's like, yeah, I mean, that's the passage of time. That's the building of worlds. That's the inevitable thing in anime. And media, long-term ongoing media is like, power scaling is a fucking thing. And it makes total sense. People were like, oh, it's so weird that Hunter x Hunter changed so much over the years. And it's like, it's weird that other series don't do that. Like, how the fuck you still gonna have the main character, like, in your series? Like, why wouldn't you want to change things up? When you don't allow yourself to grow and change, that's when you get weird shit. Like One Punch Man, where suddenly the mangaka is really interested in the anti-hero, and you just spend a lot of time making this cool anti-hero because that's way more fun than writing Saitama for the guy that wrote Saitama. And it's just like, it's very clear you like this guy way more. Fuck, you should write a series about this dude, I guess, because you're clearly want to, but you can't because you're stuck. So, fuck, I don't know. Bulma has people at the capsule corp collect them because she uses them to get a bigger butt. Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's trivial. It's a trivial task. It's not the thing. It's not the main thing that the series was created on the premise of, is traveling the world to collect Dragon Balls. You don't have to anymore. It's not a thing that is it's not a thing that, like, people are going to spend time doing. Yeah. Just like, it's a whole thing. Doesn't matter. That's why I respect Hunter x Hunter. Because Hunter x Hunter is right now a death game on a boat with like 15 people, and I don't really care about most of them. But that's the series. The series about that started with a young boy traveling the world to ask his dad, to find his dad, to find out what's so great about being a hunter that you would give up the life raising your son and never spending any time with your wife, with your son's mother. Why, like, trying to figure that shit out and seeing the world. And now it's a death game on a boat. That's the show. It's like, hey, we're going to have a tournament where you climb this tower, a battle tower tournament. You know what? Fuck this. We're going to go to a cool city and have you fight way overpowered characters that you are not prepared to do for. And we're going to do like a spy noir thing. Let's do that. Okay, now let's do an isekai death game on an island. It's video game. It's a video game come to life, and you've got cards. It's also a card battler. Do that. Okay. Now there are horrific monsters that are going to kill a lot. We're going to kill a bunch of characters that survived the last arc that you liked. They're fucking dead now because there are big, creepy ants, and these ants are here. And maybe you'll actually come to appreciate and like some of those ants, but not enough. And then a character that we spent a lot of fucking time introducing dies. Sorry. Also, more than one of the main characters is going to have an existential crisis in this arc. Enjoy. My only experience with Dragon Ball Z is the video game, but I did notice they were comically large. Yes, the Earth Dragon Balls are small. The original Dragon Balls are larger from Namek, because the Dragon Balls were recreated on Earth. And then there's even bigger ones. The Galaxy ones in GT are even bigger. I think it's in GT. Whatever. There are bigger Dragon Balls than the ones on Namek. The more space you get, the bigger they are. The Super Dragon Balls and Super. You're right, Lord Crashton. I got confused there. The Super Dragon Balls. Anyway, I appreciate Hunter x Hunter because it just goes so fucking hard in so many weird directions because it totally 100% can, and you can't fucking stop it. And I appreciate that so goddamn much. That it's just like, I don't know, we're doing this now. Or like, I appreciate that JoJo's Bizarre Adventure at some point was just like, hey, that reality that I had with all of those characters you love, I'm going to do it different now. Different reality. These series take place in an alternate, and some of the characters are there, but not all of them, including whatever ones you like, are probably not going to come on this trip. Tough shit. I'm doing that now. Hey, you know that character you like? He's an old man now, and he's weird. Deal with it. I made him senile because he got old, because why wouldn't he be senile if he got old? But also, now, forget him. Forget him. Oh, you like these guys from Italy? They're not in it anymore. Tough shit. I appreciate that. All right. That's going to do it for tonight's stream. I'm going to knoll the rest of this off stream and prep and get ready for our building that we will be doing on Thursday, where we will build a stingray. We're going to build a stingray and a coral reef, and that'll be the third one. And then something else that'll be a model kit, because we'll go, I don't know what model kit, but my $10 patrons will vote on a model kit that I build next, because that's the next thing I want to build. Thank you all so much for spending some time with me here. We are going to go on a raid. That is how we end every stream. Tomorrow is an early start, Lord Crashington. Yes, I was going to say that while I prep and get ready for who we're going to go raid. That the subathon is coming up. I'm going to put the subathon image up so you can see that. Tomorrow, starting at 4 p.m. Eastern, it'll be a very long stream. It will go, I don't know, like maybe 10 p.m., maybe midnight. I have no fucking idea how long I can do this for. The goal is to get to 75 subscribers. If we don't get to 75, it's okay, but I would like to get to 75. There are different rewards for sub awards that come in for the different things. So that's the goal. What are we going to go? Who are we going to go raid? Oh, it's Monday. So Mary Kish is playing Shadow Warrior 3. So let's go raid Mary Kish because we often raid Mary because Mary shares on Monday. So we're gonna go raid Mary because she rules. So we'll go hang out with her. But yeah, it's starting at 4 p.m. Let me take this away. Please come by at some point. If you just want to come later in the night for the tail end or early, or just have it on while you're doing other stuff. But it is starting at 4 p.m. Eastern. Feel free to come along this raid. If you can come tomorrow, I'd love that. That'd be great. Thanks all so much for being here. I hope you have a great rest of your night. Please come along on this because Mary's playing a game and having a good time, and we want to go hang out with her. I will see you on the next Build with Baer tomorrow for the subathon. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Goodbye, and thank you for watching this VOD. Goodbye.